That's really interesting. Let's kind of figure out the flow of time here. Oh my god, there's a whole pathway here? Wow, I had no idea this would extend so much. That is awesome. Okay, that's gonna be fantastic. Let's do this. There's a note on the table. Lights out to the books. Huh, what does it mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next. They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. That's horrible. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in darkness, yes. But that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in darkness, you might say. I mean, I guess it does. Can we investigate this? It's a coat rack. Like a place where you can hang coats and hats and stuff. Well, this one's not too big, so maybe just hats. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. There's plenty of here to explore. Teleportation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about? Well, I know what telepathy is, but I've never heard teleportation. It refers to having the ability to travel through time. Okay, teleportation. Okay, that's what it is. Kitab al-Aziv. Man, they got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this one. Who's that? Some famous guy? It's not a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul al-Hazred. Sorry, I'm butchering the names. It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, Necronomicon. Oh, so these are all cult books and stuff? I guess so, Clover. This one says the golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's about a rabbit that lives on a moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about? It's talking about the Judas tree that is said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legends. How does Snow know this? Not Snow, sorry, Snake. Why did I say Snow? I don't know. How does Snake know this? How does he know about this stuff? I mean, maybe he read some of these books on Braille and everything, it's understandable and all that, but I mean, how would he know this otherwise? This book is called, Mind Swap. You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? Well, I guess I wouldn't mind switching bodies with my brother with Junpei too much, but I'd rather die than let Seven switch with me. What the hell? I can't even want to swap bodies with a little brat, like... Hey, were you just imagining it? You were. Shut up. Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one. Well then. She planted the thought in their heads. She did it. What is this here? Open? Oh. What's the deal with these titles? Oh, just gibberish. Hey, what if you, like, switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah. If you move them around, maybe they'll spell something? No, I get it. Yeah, heck, so what's a shot? Swap them around. Open. Okay, swap these around here. Open here, find bulb. How about this? Looks like putting these books in the right order to open this thing right up. Open here, find bulb. Huh, we just found, looks like a light bulb. Piece of cake. Hooray! You did it, Junpei! I guess that turned out well enough. So the letters from the title spell out, open here, find bulb. And found a bulb. Powerful light bulb, cool. Alright, we're gonna have to use this for something, I'm pretty certain. Don't think there's anything else for us to find. Anything up here? Energy theory, huh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf's all ancient science technology. Down here we already seen. Up here we already seen. Down here we already seen. I don't think there's anything else for us particularly to find here. Let's keep searching. That already we saw. Energy theory. Talks between short of energy matter. What else we got? Just listening to you read those titles give me a headache. You can't say fancy technology stuff and I get along real well. Keep on talking about this stuff and you're just gonna put me to sleep. Sorry, bud. Black hole hypothesis. Gamma ray astrophysics. I guess this bookshelf has an astronomy theme. I guess so. Anything here? Particular book that seems to stand out is this one over here. Kid's book here. Looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. Don't you think a random book like that's kind of suspicious? Maybe you ought to hold on to it. That's what I'm thinking here. We probably gotta put it back into another slot where it belongs to, I would think. Got something down there as well to check out, but I want to make sure we check everything here. That's where I got the book from. This seems to be another book out of place. This one. Looks like the picture book from earlier. The one with pop-ups. You think they're part of a series or something? They do have the same binding. There we go, a book. We need to explore more of this and see if we can find anything more out here. Anything up there? It seems like this book kind of stands off a little bit. Communication and Computer Science, huh? That's a pretty generic title. To be honest, it's so vague I don't even know what it might be about. Really, Communication and Computer Science? Come on, it's not that bad. Well, as long as it's not bashing on IT, then I'm happy. Anything here in particular? Nope, nothing here in particular. Nothing in particular either. That's all we can explore. There's downstairs we could head over to. Let's go downstairs and see what we can explore here. Ooh. Something gotta spell out here, I'm pretty certain. Dad King. What the hell is this? Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work. Lebens. This book is in German. It looks like it's the complete works of something. I never heard of it. Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Owen and Sheldrake? Owen, huh? Owen is enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Maybe. Sheldrake? Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake... Sheldrake. Do we know something about Sheldrake? Maybe we do. Algebraic number theory. Math, huh? There's another one like that over there. You mean something like primary number theory or analytical number theory or geometry? Oh my gosh, how'd you know? Nobody said anything about those. Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there was a book named Algebraic Number Theory, it took a wild guess that the other 3 would be here as well. Looks like I was right. Something is weird about how Snake knows this stuff. It's so weird. Like, maybe he's just a very high intellectual or something. I don't know. Maybe he lost his eyes. I don't know. It seems like he lost his eyes some time ago. But something about the fact that he knows about all these books and knows about these authors, either he reads a lot of them in Braille, or he knows of this place a little bit too much. I feel like he knows this place a little too much. It's a weird book, Junpei. Indian mathematics. That's funny. Why is that funny? Well, we'll see in future, I guess. Anything over here? Oh, but another book that stands out. Hey, there's another one of those picture books here. Some about those things feel kind of nice, you know? Bring back good memories. I guess when people like selling about kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. So we collect a bunch of picture books. We gotta do something with them. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to like organize them in certain orders or something. Let's see what I got here. So many books here. I wonder what's this one. Whoa, what's this? Worm? Oh? Sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Oh, that's what happened. We end up accidentally bumping into Clover's hand, I guess. Hey, what's the deal with that sappy stuff? Don't let a brother know, okay? The books here in all sorts of languages. There's something suspicious about this shelf on the left. This shelf over here. Looks like there's a lock we gotta unlock it from. There's a couple of books on the glass shelf. From left to right, they say Volume 6, Volume 3, Volume 2, Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 1. This bookshelf is sort of glass inlay. It's pretty big, but there's only 6 books on it. That seems kinda weird. Hey, it looks like there's something on the bottom. Can't really see it though. The glass is all foggy. Gotta be something. We gotta unlock the lock, don't we? Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to put in some sort of combination. What's going on here? Oh, we have to do something with light bulbs, don't we? One of the light bulbs probably burned out or something. There are 3 lights in this thing. They aren't even bright though. Hey, didn't we find some kind of really powerful light bulb earlier? Why don't you put in one of those lights? Yeah. Well, it'd get a lot brighter, but if there are 3 lights, that means 3 light bulbs. There won't be much point unless we can replace all 3 light bulbs. We need 3 light bulbs, huh? Can we put anything in those books? Small enclosure with 9 tabs. 3 of these things that look kind of like music stands. Am I supposed to put something on those stands? It has to be the books. It has to be. Small enclosure. Nope. Can't do anything with the books, I guess. I guess I can't. I don't know just yet. It's gonna be picture books we're gonna have to put into them. Can we find anything else out here? Are we not finding anything else here? Are we not finding anything particular? Can we go up the ladder? There's this place here. Looks as mind swap on the spine. Sounds really like a reality show. Never mind. Okay, something gotta stand out here, right? Something has to stand out. An overview of photochemistry. I think that's what I was set up wanted us to see Clover, not spine. Let's look at it, okay? It looks like there's a whole lot of space behind these books. Look, Junpei, I think there's something hidden behind the books. There's a light bulb. It's kind of what we need, another powerful light bulb. Okay, we gotta find a similar looking book with a similar looking gap like this one has. So that's what we gotta be looking out for. It's to be around here somewhere, right? It has to be, it has to be, it has to be. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you, secret gap? Ooh. This book says mind swap. Never mind, we already checked that apparently. Okay, look. I've been trying to find this thing. I have no idea if it's the shelves. Maybe it's not even the shelves. Let's go back in here and try to figure this thing out here. Books in the glass shelves are labeled volume 632415. 632415. 6 numbers. Oh! In the middle of the glass door is a cylinder lock. You know, the kind of lock where you rotate the numbers around to get the right ones to open it. What the hell is this? It's like they just gave us the answer. Guess I might as well give it a shot. Okay, let's just, oh shit, hint? Hold on. 632415. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, wow, I didn't even think about it. 632415. There we go. Okay, good. So that unlocks that. You did it, Junpei! Yay! I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever. I can't do Clover's voice right though. Apologies about it. Whatever. At least lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? So can we check inside? See what's in there? Oh my god, that's what the other bulb was at. Oh wow. I'm a dummy. I'm a legitimate dummy. Okay, now we can go back here and replace the bulbs, finally. So there are 3 lights in here. I'm gonna change the bulbs. Now they should... Whoa. Light bulbs really make a difference. It's pretty bright in here now. Okay, now we gotta use the books here. We got some of the pop-up books we gotta use. Let's try using here. Small enclosure with 9 sides. The 3 of these things that look like music stands. Okay, how about we try putting these picture books on the stands? Then. Awesome! Looks like it worked. Way to go, Junpei. Good job, buddy. There's something projected on the bottom. Those letters. They seem familiar. Sheldrake 5.
Sheldrake 5?
Sheldrake? Sheldrake! Sheldrake, the book, with a book on a shelf.
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Also, I need to go back to novel screen. I rather prefer novel screen. I actually think novel screen was my favorite one. It gives us a little bit more detail.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Junpei grinned.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
Oh, the Funya-Rimpoth segment. I remember this now. Okay, I remember this now, yeah.
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
Oh yeah, we haven't told Snake that Clover told us everything about the experiments.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well...
Junpei's eyes narrowed.
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Snake's shoulders slumped and he shook his head slowly.
Ugh.
He finally given up.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything.
Finally?
But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Junpei nodded. With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. Snake was silent for a moment after they arrived, then finally crossed his arms and spoke.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice.
Told him not to?
He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small stiff piece of paper.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards?
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean?
Oh, he didn't read a part of it, did he?
I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator.
Ooh.
It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well,
Snake nodded.
Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven, examining one of the bookshelves.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it.
Oh.
He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Snake paused and cocked his head, as though he was listening to something very far away. His face looked dark, as though something was waiting on him.
Hey, Snake?
Junpei wasn't quite sure what to say. Snake turned and looked at him.
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada.
Yep, I remember it correctly. It was a building in Nevada. I remember I stated one time, I was like, was it Nevada or was it not?
And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she?
Not the name. Snake looked down. His face was tight. A slight terror shook his body. He tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Junpei could tell that he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something from his face, looked up at Junpei.
At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes.
Snake nodded slowly.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
We learned about that.
There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo.
We know about him.
Nagisa Nijisaki.
Nagisa Nijisaki. Now, who was that?
Teruaki Kubota. Kagechika Musashido.
Kagechika Musashido.
Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
Okay, Kubota must be the 9th man.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
Musashido looks like... Okay, just saying, just gonna go ahead and call it out here now. Hongo, we know who Hongo is already. We already know who it is. Nijisaki, the guy right to the right of him, with the suit and slightly bluish hair, he looked like the person in the other playthrough that Hongo ended up. Well, if you already watched through this part, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be spoilers. That Ace ended up killing through the safe ending. It looks like the same guy, except he was wearing a different uniform at that time. Kubota, we already know is the Ninth Man now. Okay, we already know he's the Ninth Man. Now, Musashido looks like the captain of the ship that we found in the captain's quarters. I think that might be him. I actually think that might be him. They look very similar with a mustache and everything.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Junpei couldn't shake the sense that he had heard those 4 names somewhere before.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
Snake nodded.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
I mean, he did hear, Junpei did hear the words and different meanings to, like, the whispers of different things and stuff, so I'm pretty sure the morphogenic fields would be very acute to him.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So, like, pre-programming actions, and then the people that were able to receive or be able to at least acknowledge these messages, these morphogenetic fields, were able to receive these messages and then comply according to the action pre-written. It's like writing a code writing a batch file and then on another computer executing the batch file. So it would run the same functions and same macros. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like creating a macro for human beings. Techie stuff, techie IT stuff. Junpei thought about it for a moment.
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began.
Snake suddenly looked very serious.
By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
Wait, did we not learn about this particular event or this particular experiment when we went with Lotus and Seven through the other side doors, where he told us a little bit more about his past? Pretty sure that's where we learned that, unless it was another event we learned that in.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
Yeah, we did learn about this before from Seven, before we learned about his history and everything. His face barely moved as he spoke.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access.
Also, sorry if I'm not talking much, I'm just listening to this whole thing. It's really fascinating.
That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk.
Just like we are forced to play the game with the ship sinking.
By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown.
Wow.
Those were his orders.
Damn.
Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with.
Don't tell me they used the morphogenetic fields for Apollo 13.
Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule.
Oh, okay.
That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempts at derision served only to show how much the story had affected him.
Huh.
Just as Junpei was about to speak.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
Seven's voice echoed out from below. Snake took a deep breath and blinked rapidly, as if just waking up from a long nap.
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
Snake headed for the stairs, but Junpei put out an arm to stop him.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children.
Now, who are those children?
However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing.
Oh.
They were brother and sister, like Clover and I.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's say hypothetically, wow, this thunder is really ominous on my end. Well, let's say hypothetically, Santa is 0, and he created this experiment right here that we're all part of. Let's say, for example, he is doing this because it's a revenge for his sister. Could that be it? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of mystery about his family that we still don't know. We still don't know much about. No, he did have a sister. I'm pretty sure he did have a sister. He had like a family portrait. Yeah, Santa had a family portrait or something with his sister or something along the lines of that. I'm pretty sure.
The brother's name was Aoi.
Aoi.
The sister's name was... Her name was...
Snake couldn't seem to bring himself to continue. Looked as if what he was about to say brought him great pain.
Her name was Akane.
What? Wait. 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 What?
That was the girl who died.
Junpei felt as if he had been pinched in his stomach. His vision went blurry and his head felt light.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. It's impossible. It can't be true.
Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything.
Sounds like denial, Junpei, but at the same time he does have a point. It could be that they have similar names.
It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Unless she actually never died. Unless she never died. Wait, if she never died... Wait. There could be a possibility that she's also a member of this game. Could be. could actually possibly be. She didn't know a lot about the morphogenetic fields and all the other stuff, and about the Titanic and replica of Titanic, and didn't know much about the Gigantic, but she did know a little bit about the coffin and everything. She did know a little bit about Alice All Ice. She did know a little bit about it, just a little bit about it. Now that has to tell you something, right? This has to tell you something. I feel like she's involved in this. She's involved in this bigger story than what it is right now. Junpei shook his head hard and pulled himself back to reality.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Then Snake had noticed. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right?
Snake raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. He headed down the stairs, Junpei bringing up the rear.
I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
With every step he took, the cold, hard sound of feet against metal dug at his heart. He's partially in denial. He doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to know what's going on. Sheldrake 5. Okay, let's go to Sheldrake 5 here. Sheldrake 5. Sheldrake. That's it. That's what the shadow picture was pointing to. But didn't it say 5 at the end of the shadow picture? Yes. I think we need to find the 5th volume. Well, would you look at that? There's a big red button behind this book. Guess we should press the button. Let's press it. Oh. Whoa. What was that sound? It sounded like something really big was moving. It came from top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, let's see what's going on there. Good lord, what the hell? Okay, we got a vision here. 13, 14, 10, 13. So it looks like an output monitor. But the letter you type in the keyboard will show up here. I bet you gotta type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but you can only enter letters. It looks like you only enter 4 letters. Let's see how it works. I guess you need to hit enter once you type in letters. You can erase what you type with control. Oh, clear. Okay, I'll get the basic operation. Let's give it a shot. 13, 14. Okay, so you can only type in letters, huh? 13, 14. I wonder if you gotta just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14. Maybe? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13 again. Error. Okay, this has something to do with it. Damn it. Just don't get this. The hell's the point of this Roman? What is Snake doing? These Roman numerals. If you convert them to Arabic numerals, you have 13, 14, 10, and 13. True. This keyboard only has letters, and we can only enter 4 letters. But why don't you just convert the numbers to letters? Convert numbers to letters? Somebody carved some Roman numerals onto the walls. Specifically 13, 14, 10, and 13. Okay, this has something to do with one of the files that we have here. Medical numeral system chart, right? 10 is base 10, written as an A in hexadecimal. Okay. Oh! Oh! There we go, there we go. This is what we need to use here. So 10 is 8. Okay, so it's 30, 40, 10, 13. So we need to do D-E-A-D. Let's try doing D-E-A-D. Dead? Really? Really? Are you serious? Is that what the password is? Let's test it out. Let's try dead. D-E-A-D. Yeah, that's what it is. Wow, that's morbid. That's really morbid. The password is dead. Wow. Yay! You did it, Junpei. It's unlocked now. Good job, Junpei. Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? This makes me think what I was waiting for us isn't good. He is on the same thing. 7 is onto the same thing. I'm so thankful. So what? Geez, you're such an old lady. Can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on. We got it to unlock, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. I understand you as well, my man. I understand you as well. Alright, let's get this thing open. hope it doesn't matter which door we go through. I hope it doesn't. Well, we found the exit at least.